What's up, guys? We're gonna beats. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some R&B soul samples. If you guys haven't subbed already, it's so much to do so because there's a bit of light. Let's hop right into it. So my BPM is 95. You can kind of use whatever you want, but like maybe like 110-ish, probably even higher than that, to like 90 is like a good BPM for this. And then just for scale, you could just default to the C minor. That is a really good one to use for like soul stuff. So we can use this one. Let's go ahead and get started with our first little sound. All right, so let's go ahead and throw down some chords, and this is the sound that I'm using. All right, so I'm gonna just show you a quick, easy method to get like some soulful chords down. So pretty much we could just start on our root, and let me see, it's too low. We just start here. So with this, we can make a chord. If you don't know how to make chords, you can come up here to stamps, and you can pull in a minor or whatever chord you want. Or you just skip error the note within the scale, skip that one place, skip that one place. And now we have something like this. Now to skip making a chord progression, right? What we can do is take this whole thing. I don't know why it's FL freezing. Okay. Take this, and then we just make this a 7th. Right now, I'm gonna just, with music, you can just cheat the system by resolving on kind of the root chord, right? So we can pull this over, and all we really need to do is figure out something that we like to go in between. As a matter of fact, we can use the third system to kind of cheat it so that we don't have to do a 4th chord. Okay, so all we need to do is find something here. Now, how to find that? There's millions and millions of ways. You could pull this up, pull this down, probably make a chord from here, something like that. You know, it's up to you. Or you could insert one of these notes, right? Because all these are in harmony. Okay, we could take the F, pull that down, and this will be our new bass note. And then we can maybe do something like this, pull that up, and let's see if we go up like this. Make sure this is in harmony. This works. All right, and now we have like some soul chords, and I want to hear it with this real quick. No, I don't like that. All right, I'm just leave it like that. So that is our chord progression, and we could just move this over. And it's just something simple you can do, right? So let's go ahead, and I guess we can layer this on our second pad and just do some like variations to it. All right, so now we have our second pad, and pretty much all we need to do is layer, and this is the sound that I'm using. It's like a little ambient little sound here. And the reason I add 2 is just for more movement, so my sounds work for me, and I don't have to do a lot of like effects and stuff, and they kind of just move around and do all this bouncing around and stuff. So let's copy this, and then what we want to do pretty much is just open these chords up. Now what I personally like to do is take the 3rd note, well not the 3rd, the 2nd note in the chord. So this is the C minor, and you can pretty much take this note and pull it up an octave. If you want to use the root and try that, you can, it's up to you. But me, just how I work, I usually like to take the mid one like this. And matter of fact, we can just copy this up. All right, and now they look all crazy and complex. Right, that should just add some more range to it. So that is our second pad, and next we have a lead. All right, so now we have another sound, just like a lead. Okay, I really like this sound. So real quick, actually, for our lead, so we don't have to work, what we can do is take the bottom note. So this would kind of be our new bass note in the root, which is C. Copy that, and then Shift D to make them smaller. I'm gonna just zoom in. Try to make these a little bit larger to see. Let's just go up, try to find a good, probably F6 would be good anyway. We could just offset. I usually offset my counters like about halfway through, right, somewhere around there. And then now our start point is F, and then our end point is C. Or you could switch it if you want, right? It's up to you. But I like going up and then coming back down. So now we just need to get to here. So first we could just do a flam. Matter of fact, let's change the grid to 1/4, just so everything like kind of locks in. I'm gonna hold Alt so it's not like perfectly on the grid. then come back down, do the little wiggle right here. Let's get it on the grid. I'm gonna drag this over at the end, and then we can take this, make a chord backwards to kind of get this note, and then connect these a bit. Finish it off with this note. So I'm gonna listen to that one more time. Okay, super ambient. All right, so next we could just add some variation to this. So I guess we could just chop that up so it's simple. All right. Okay, so now we're just gonna add some variation. So I'm just copy this and pull it all the way over here. Kind of put it in the same spot. And then now we can just kind of mess around and add notes. So we're in the 1/4, so we can add like a jazz melody, or not a melody, rhythm, by putting it on this like this little 4th note. We can just see what this sound is. Just so it starts differently, but it's not too. Why does FL do that? It's the most annoying thing ever. But yeah, just so it doesn't start on the exact same note. We can maybe adjust these notes a bit. And then let's go down. So we can take the same spot, but let's just go down. And then let's see. And I kind of want to bring all this down a bit, so I'm gonna just erase this stuff because just can come up with something new, because we already got the initial part done. Maybe we could do this. All right, and at this point, you just kind of just changing a little bit, and I'm doing way too much. Like, we could have just did something simple, but I just wanted to add a little bit extra. So let's see. Let's pull this up, move this over. We know the root is right here, so we can probably throw that in. And then come back between these notes so you can see the dynamic between these. Right, you see this like pattern throughout the whole thing, right? And then probably just let that play. Take these, and then I don't know, let's do like a little flam, well, reverse flam. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, that sounds different enough. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's go ahead and move on to our keys. All right, next up we have some keys, and this is just to add more layers if you want to like structure it out and stuff. So let's go up here, and we can just copy this just to make it quick. Let's copy this. You can delete this, and then just to be fast, do something like that, and then you could just strum this part. Now, I like to do this manually. So let's probably pull this one up. So I'm gonna just fast forward through that part when I do that, and then over here we can just simply just let that play out. If we want to add another note, we can. So now I'm gonna just strum these, right? So let's go ahead and. All right, so I went ahead and strummed them, and I like to do mine manually, so that's why I fast forwarded. You could go up to tools and go to strum right here to do it, you know, like the regular way. So I'm gonna just pull these over, and then what we can do is just add some variation. I'm gonna just simply take these and make a chord out of this, and then just kind of put these halfway through. Let's listen to it. I'll do something different over here. Just so it's a little different. Probably push these out a bit. All right, so those are the keys. Let's go ahead and move on to the bass. All right, so this is the sound that I have for my bass. Okay, so let's go. Well, actually, let's just take this, copy this first, and then since this is a synth bass, we don't have to do too much. We can kind of just use these same patterns. And then usually at the end, what I would do is just like pull these up and then add like a little pattern or something over here. Why is this doubled? just add like a little pattern. This. Okay, let's try that. Okay, and I like that. It's pretty simple. Let's move on to our vocals. All right, so next up we have our vocals from Arcade, and I went ahead and put it in C minor. Okay.
Tell me, ooh,
all right, so I'm gonna just click around. I'm probably fast forward this, and just kind of see what we can come up with. All right, and I usually just the spots. Well, it doesn't really matter, but usually you can treat these like counters and put them like in these little spots here. But all right, so this is what I came up with. I didn't really like a lot of these. I don't know, they on the outs, like when you first click them, they sound really good, but the endings don't really sound that great. But
tell me that you.
all right, so now what we're gonna do is just add some effects, and I'm gonna try not to do too much so it's fast. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I didn't do too much. I don't think it really needed much. So for both the pads, I just added the same preset. You can see I did a lot of low cuts right here, and I didn't really do too much in panning and stuff. So this is just a preset I use on trembling time and stretch and smear, and I'll just kind of added some extra effects to it, put it in space a bit and with some reverb. And then on the vocal, I just added like this little preset I saved from one of the last videos. So we just did like a little bell cut here, and then I did an extra little EQing right here just so the vocals are kind of low key. Thermal for vocal swirl, and then portal for like more ambience, and then vocals I picked well rounded. All right, favorite that. All right, and this is what it sounds like off and on.
Tell me that.
And then from here, what I would do is pitch it down. So I would pull this in, right click, start from track, make sure this is on. Right, and then now you have your little sample that you can kind of pitch and stuff. So you can, you know, pitch it. All right, and then if you reverse it, you'll usually get some like cool sounds. All right, so there's just some things you can do, but that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.